Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the North Carolina Museum of History. I'm Deborah Morgan from WRAL. I am so honored and privileged to be here as we honor our state employees who are just making such a remarkable impact on the people of North Carolina. It is my privilege now to be your Master of Ceremonies for the 2019 Governor's Awards for Excellence ceremony. These awards represent the highest honor a state employee may receive for dedicated service to the state and to the citizens of North Carolina. I was fortunate to meet a lot of our guests and the honorees at a luncheon that we had earlier today at the Governor's Mansion. Be prepared to hear some amazing stories about the actions of North Carolina state government employees who have gone above and beyond to serve the great citizens of our state. I'd like to start by saying thank you to Twyla Philyaw for the wonderful music that she's provided so far today. This gifted musician is an employee of the Department of Public Safety, and we appreciate her sharing her talent with us today. As we begin, I would like to ask everyone to stand for the presentation of the colors by our North Carolina State Highway Patrol Honor Guard. And also, as we invite up Reed Altman, he will be performing the national anthem. Reed is the director of the North Carolina Certified Public Manager Program at the Office of State Human Resources Learning and Development Center. Our honor guard today, Sergeant Angel Hanau, Trooper Francisco J. Munoz, Trooper Herman Mungai, Trooper Jordan R. Dolan, Trooper Jarrell Walter. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to Reed and to our color guard from the State Highway Patrol. You may be seated. The Governor's Awards for Excellence program was created in 1982 to acknowledge and express appreciation to employees for outstanding accomplishments beyond the scope of their normal duties. State employees are nominated for the award by their supervisors and their coworkers. And before we hear more about the honorees, I want to first acknowledge the distinguished leaders who are with us today to honor our award recipients. I would like to ask each of them to stand as I recognize them, and please hold your applause until the end. Noel Talley, the Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Roy Cooper. Bob Brinson, Chair of the State Employees Credit Union Foundation Board. Barbara Gibson, Director of the Office of State of Human Resources. Eric Hooks, Secretary of the Department of Public Safety. Kathy Crow, Associate Dean for Public Services, University Libraries, and Amy Adamson, Associate Dean for Research, College of Arts and Sciences, both of UNC Greensboro. Michael Smith, Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration of the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. Michael Regan, the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Quality, and Dr. Mandy Cohen, Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Resources. I commend these leaders for taking the time to be here and show their appreciation for creating a work environment that allows state employees to excel. So let's give them a big round of applause. Okay, you're welcome, be seated. So get this, this year there were record-setting 458 nominations that were submitted to state agency, university, and local government human resources offices. HR leaders narrowed down the field to 120 nominations for the selection committee to review and then vote upon, leading to today's 9 honorees. Allow me to introduce the selection committee members who had a very difficult job. Jimmy Goodrum, the Senior Vice President for Member Education and Outreach, State Employees Credit Union. Please stand when I call your name. Thank you, Jimmy. Patricia Garcia, Human Resource Manager, Department of Health and Human Services. Chris Midget, Human Resources Director, Department of Revenue. You can keep standing, yeah. Kay Perry, the Director of the Department of Public Safety's Office of Special Investigations. And Kathy Bryant, Director of HR Policy, Planning, and Programs for the UNC System Office. So let's give a big round of applause to the selection committee. And of course, a selection committee like this needs an incredible leader and very dedicated. Carol Battle of the Office of State Human Resources again serves in this role. Where is Carol? She's still busy. Oh, there she is. There, right there. Carol demonstrates exceptional commitment to ensuring that honorees are chosen wisely and celebrated gratefully. So please join me in recognizing Carol along with the selection committee. Yes. She has helped ensure that this is a very memorable occasion. This award ceremony and the luncheon that our recipients and their guests enjoyed earlier today were made possible by the generous support of the State Employees Credit Union Foundation. The SECU Foundation believes in making positive change across our state through community development. Please join me in welcoming Bob Brinson, the chair of the foundation board, an SECU member since 1980 and a member of its board of directors since 2007. Bob has held several leadership roles on the foundation board. Bob recently retired as the Chief Information Officer of the Department of Public Safety. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Engineering from North Carolina State University and an MBA from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, just to kind of spread it out a little bit, all his allegiances. He's also a licensed certified public accountant and holds the Certified Information System Security Professional designation. Please welcome Bob Brinson.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here to congratulate this year's outstanding group of state employees whose extraordinary accomplishments and dedication are being honored by the Governor's Award for Excellence. North Carolina state government employees are dedicated to making a difference in the lives of their fellow citizens and local communities every day. And they do this with great passion and deep commitment. Their leadership and excellence in service truly reflect the cooperative spirit of helping others, the same philosophy that we have at the State Employees Credit Union and the basis on which we were founded, people helping people. We're proud to sponsor today's award ceremony and share SECU members' support and tremendous appreciation for the contributions of these individuals. They are an inspiration to us all. I'd also like to thank those who nominated the distinguished recipients for their part in such exceptional service, and to family, friends, and co-workers who are here today and have supported the award winners along the way. Congratulations to the recipients of this year's Governor's Awards for Excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. And we are so grateful to the State Employees Credit Union Foundation for making it possible to celebrate the remarkable state employees whose selfless dedication brings us together today. The 9 people being honored for the 2019 Governor's Awards for Excellence demonstrate compassion for their fellow citizens, a passion for volunteerism, and an unselfish devotion to serving the great state of North Carolina. They put others first, and they make all of our lives better and easier each day. Please welcome Barbara Gibson. She's the director of the Office of State Human Resources, which manages this recognition program, to share a few words about this impressive group of state employees and to introduce today's special guest speaker. Barbara.
Thank you, Deborah, and thanks to everybody for being here today on this very special occasion. This marks the 3rd time that I've been part of this remarkable program, and each year I think it's not possible for a group to come forward with equally or even more compelling stories. And again, I've been proven wrong. But ready to be wowed, because the stories of devotion and heroism will inspire you. The emotional content might even inspire a few tears. So trust me, when we're getting close to that part of the program, you might want to keep a tissue handy. The honorees being recognized today stand out for their exceptionalism, for bringing improved efficiencies, for sharing resources through technology, and reminding us that kindness and care can enrich the lives of people experiencing very significant challenges. They teach us important lessons in leadership, in empathy, and in courage. I'm grateful for their service, and I'm very proud to be one of their colleagues. Please join me in recognizing them with applause. You probably noticed they're all down here at the front row. At this time, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our special guest speaker, Noel Talley. Noel serves as the Deputy Chief of Staff for Governor Roy Cooper. Previously, when the governor served as our state's Attorney General, Noel was his longtime communications director at the North Carolina Department of Justice. She was an integral part of the team that transitioned to establish his press and public affairs outreach in the governor's office as well. I was privileged to work with Noel at DOJ, and I'm happy to work with her again in her current role because she really understands how gratifying it is to work in public sector. Before her tenure at Justice, she worked on Capitol Hill, and she also worked for Governor Jim Hunt. Noel is a graduate of the Wake County Public Schools and UNC Chapel Hill, where she earned a bachelor's degree in English with a minor in French and a master's in technology and communications at UNC. She lives in Raleigh with her husband Banks, her daughter Selby, and their 3 cats. Please join me in welcoming Noel Talley.
Well, thank you, Barbara, and it's my honor to be here with all of you today and to represent Governor Cooper and to convey his deep appreciation to these remarkable honorees for their extraordinary service to our state. Today's award recipients have truly gone above and beyond their daily responsibilities to make meaningful and enduring impacts in communities across our state. Consider for just a moment how significant their contributions are to stand out among all their public sector peers and be celebrated here today. There are more than 60,000 state agency and university system employees across North Carolina. Then you add in the thousands of people who work for local government, and then you can begin to see just how remarkable it is for the actions of these 9 people to be singled out as worthy of the Governor's Award for Excellence. Our honorees illustrate the vast scope of job opportunities within state government. Among them, we have a creative, expressive arts therapist who guides residents with neurological disabilities to live fuller lives through art, music, and dance. An assistant dean for university libraries who believed there had to be a better, more cost-effective way to expand and share online resources. A maintenance construction supervisor whose ingenuity saved a hospital precious funds while also protecting vulnerable residents. A chaplain who helped engage her community to help psychiatric hospital residents better comprehend challenging situations. A public health section chief whose work has contributed to the decline in opioid overdose deaths and emergency room visits across North Carolina. An environmental section chief and longtime Boy Scout leader who is dedicated to preparing today's youth for tomorrow's challenges. A university lecturer who inspires students to go beyond the classroom to demonstrate hands-on leadership in conservation of North Carolina's natural diversity. A building environmental services supervisor who organizes charity motorcycle rides to benefit veterans, injured soldiers, and Gold Star families. And a state trooper who, despite serious injury, kept colleagues apprised as he successfully pursued a suspect to ensure the suspect could not harm others. These 9 people each have very different roles and responsibilities, as you just heard, but they are united in a common bond of being dedicated public servants. I'm proud to be their colleague and to see how their example represents our highest aspirations to meet the needs of people across our state, to be a good neighbor to those in our communities who need a helping hand. Such selfless commitment to the greater good truly reflects Governor Cooper's goal to help all North Carolinians become better educated, healthier, and have more money in their pockets so they can live more abundant and purposeful lives. The linchpin to achieving that goal is to help people get good paying jobs to support themselves and their families. As today's honorees show, the diversity of state government jobs affords endless opportunities for motivated employees to apply their training and their innovation, also their creativity and their passion, to make a difference in the well-being of people who live and work in our state. Governor Cooper values the work of all state employees and has made it a priority to provide them better pay and benefits. He's also provided paid parental leave to state government employees and agencies under his authority. Many other agencies have signed on to participate as well. This is the right thing to do to help North Carolina families, and it also will serve as an important tool to recruit and retain state government workforce. And for those employees in state government who are considering starting a family, Governor Cooper has expanded pregnancy protections to ensure that work-pace adjustments are made to promote physical health for people who are expecting. And Governor Cooper's also prohibited the use of salary history in the state hiring process to address pay inequities. We want to continue efforts like these and others to make the state of North Carolina a wonderful place to work. Because we emphasize the value of community service and provide state employees with paid leave annually to benefit charitable causes or volunteer in their communities, we're not surprised to see that selfless giving of time and talent inspires the kind of leadership that we're here to recognize today. These award recipients show a passion for public service that helps improve the quality of life for families across North Carolina. I'm proud of each of our 9 honorees. And I know that the people gathered here today will be truly moved when they see the videos that share your stories. Your accomplishments were not motivated by recognition or glory, but because they were the right thing to do. I simply want to say thank you. Through your actions and concern for others, you have earned North Carolina's highest honor for state employees. You set a high example for all of us. Again, on behalf of Governor Cooper, thank you for your service and congratulations on your achievements.
All right, so Noel gave you just a little glimpse into our honorees and what they're being recognized for today, and now it is time to share why they are here today more in depth. So Barbara and Noel, if you could go ahead and get up. Now it's time for our awardees to come up and be recognized, and then you're going to be joined as well by the leadership team from these folks' workplace. So first up, in the category of customer service, Mindy Coleman of the Department of Health and Human Services, Black Mountain Neuromedical Treatment Center. Mindy is the creative, expressive arts therapist at Black Mountain, where she not only has succeeded in enriching the lives of residents experiencing a wide range of disabilities, but also welcomed her community to become part of the process. So let's watch her video.
My name is Mindy Coleman, and I am a creative expressive arts therapist at Black Mountain Neuromedical Treatment Center.
Mindy is very important to the residents of this center because the people that we work with don't always have the language to express themselves, and Mindy is providing them another avenue to express themselves in a way that they can be understood.
The creative expressive arts are truly about the process, and it's about whatever's happening on the inside to have an opportunity to be expressed. People are here because they've lost certain cognitive abilities, and sometimes to be able to express it through something is what is so helpful.
For us here at the facility, Mindy embodies customer service. She knows what the residents like, she knows their preferences, she draws them out of their shells. And our residents here have had a lifetime of people either telling them what they couldn't do, or with a dementia diagnosis, they've lost things, they've had things taken away from them. And Mindy gives things back to them.
One of our residents here, Barbie, she has just this special gift with the arts. And she pumps out artwork. She just loves to draw. She loves to color. She loves to just engage in the arts.
And Mindy had shown Barbie a book by Judith Scott, another person with a diagnostic feature that was similar to Barbie's. Judith had created some fiber sculptures, and Barbie had expressed some interest in creating these fiber sculptures. Lo and behold, Mindy called the North Buncombe Library and was able to get an art installation of Barbie's work.
And Barbie was able to go with one of her friends from here at Black Mountain Center and saw that, and the sense of pride and ownership of that experience was phenomenal.
It's really amazing and beautiful actually to be witness to these experiences, and I am extremely grateful every single day that my path has led me here.
The things that creative expressive arts does with our residents are the things that make life special, and Mindy is the spark for that.
Presenting the award is Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mandy Cohen. Mindy Coleman is now up on the stage, and they're going to take a picture and then a big round of applause after that. Congratulations. In the efficiency and innovation category, we have Tim Bucknall of UNC Greensboro. Tim is the Assistant Dean of University Libraries and Head of Electronic Resources and Information Technologies. It's an impressive title, and I think you'll agree that what Tim has accomplished to expand recourses for UNC Greensboro and a consortium of 180 colleges in North Carolina and South Carolina is remarkable. So let's watch his video.
I spend most of my time on UNCG-related projects of varying sorts. I do a lot of data analytics and data assessment to try to figure out what things the library can do to have the best impact on student success and on faculty research. There's many things we could do, but what's the best thing to do? I am Tim Bucknall. I am the Assistant Dean of Libraries. I'm also the Department Head for Electronic Resources and Information Technologies, and I am the founder and convener of the Carolina Consortium.
The Carolina Consortium is a group of over 140 libraries in North and South Carolina, and through Tim's leadership, we have over a good number of years provided membership opportunities to libraries where they can purchase or license databases, subscribe to databases, e-journal packages, e-book packages, and we can't do that all on our own. By doing the negotiating together with what Tim has organized, we've been able to provide access to resources that help our students, faculty, researchers, and at prices that become affordable through group purchasing. Tim is a deep thinker. He analyzes, he uses data, he talks to colleagues and the people in his department to try to solve problems. He works well with faculty, with members of the community, and other leaders within the state. And so I think it's a combination of being a good communicator, a good listener, and having really great intelligence to consider problems and look for resolution. And then he just has that spark of creativity that brings it all together.
It's really the work of a really excellent, powerful team that puts me where I am. And so I'm glad to be a recipient, but I really want to pass the award and honors down to all those who have supported me in so many different endeavors.
I'm guessing humbleness is a big part of this award for all of these recipients as well. So presenting this award is Kathy Crow, the Associate Dean for Public Services, University Libraries. Let's hear it from Tim Bucknall once again. Congratulations. Our next award is also in the category of efficiency and innovation and recognizes Stephen King of the Department of Health and Human Services, Broughton Hospital in Morganton. Stephen is the maintenance construction supervisor at Broughton, where he strives to minimize hazards for vulnerable patients. Let's learn about how his ability to think outside the box has shielded countless people from harm, as well as established creative, cost-effective solutions for businesses that market to institutions.
Efficiency and innovation means a lot to Broughton Hospital. And Steve is a person that goes above and beyond to make sure that the needs of the hospital is met. So last year we had a situation where we were faced with making a plan of correction for the type of doors that we use.
We found the need to create a special door and a special room here for some of our patients who were more at risk for suicide.
And Steve worked the week of Christmas to make sure that they were safe for our patients to use.
They had come up with the idea of soft doors at Cherry Hospital, and they had put one on the doors and one on the showers. So I said, wouldn't this be much easier just to hook it on the inside of the door instead of the out, and swing it over and hook it on the wall for the shower door and use one door for two processes?
That saved the hospital around $86,000.
And the money that we've been able to save actually is going to help us to purchase other pieces of equipment that we would not have had the money for if he hadn't saved us the money with his innovations. I'm always amazed every time I see Steve look at a problem and take care of it.
It's like a quarterback. You know, a quarterback calling the plays. He comes up with the idea, and you look at it and you step back and you think, man, you know, why didn't I think of that?
Problem solving is what I probably do best. It comes natural. The Lord has just put something in my brain that makes me see things different.
We're in the process of bringing all of our medical equipment into the new hospital, and the medical beds arrived, and there was a number of them that could not fit through the doorways. And the only thing that the company could come up with would be for us to carry them through the doorway, which would absolutely be unsafe for our employees.
So I come back out to the shop here with a picture of the bed in my mind and sketched apparatus that we was going to make to do this.
And he developed a special lift and built it out of material that we just had here.
And two people was able to roll it over on its side, pin it off, and roll it anywhere you wanted to take it. It made a 16-person job a 2-person job.
Steve, he's definitely a plus for the whole state of North Carolina.
Just remarkable. Stephen is getting his award from Dr. Mandy Cohen. Congratulations. It's amazing. Can later we talk about how it is to have a name of such a famous author who writes really scary things? No, you don't want to talk about that. Okay, gotcha. Moving on to the category now of human relations. We recognize a third employee from the Department of Health and Human Services, Martha Swindell Brown, chaplain at Cherry Hospital in Goldsboro. In addition to providing spiritual and religious care to patients, Martha has created a community network called SHARE that engages residents in faith-based music and dance. See how this certified brain injury specialist strives, and she earned the nickname Chaplain Extra. Let's watch this video.
My name is Martha Brown, and I'm one of the chaplains here at Cherry Hospital.
I knew the minute that we interviewed her that she was somebody that we had to have at the hospital. She came in with a mindset to make a difference.
Everybody has an idea that a chaplain is somebody on the outside coming in to comfort and to pray, but she's a little more than that.
My responsibility here as a chaplain is to serve all persons within the hospital.
Martha created the SHARE program in collaboration with our patients.
SHARE, which is an acronym, stands for Spiritual, Holistic, and Recovery Enlightenment. In order to make sure that I was meeting the needs of our patients, I asked them the question, what they were interested in and what suggestions that they might have.
She takes the time to know our patients and what's going to help them on their road to recovery, and it's not just the same old.
They said that they were interested in learning about different religious traditions and different religious practices. Tai Chi, meditation, live music. We've been having community leaders, community groups come here and shared their gifts and their talents with our patients.
She
pulls in programs like ours that are a little bit different, not necessarily in the mainstream. We can offer tools and techniques that can be helpful to just about anybody.
She has taken the time to educate the staff that work with those patients to help them understand it may not be what you do, but it's where they are.
The people that come want to share exactly their experiences, their programs, their music with other folks, and they want them to grow in that aspect.
When we brought Martha on, we were very close to moving from our old hospital to the new hospital. There was a connection to the old hospital where folks had grown up, their parents had worked.
One of my concerns was the grief that the employees were experiencing.
What she did was put together a film like none I've ever seen, and it actually helped move our staff from what they knew to something brand new, and that was an experience for all of us.
I think it's important that when you serve, that you leave something better off than where you found it.
Chaplain Martha Brown, Dr. Mandy Cohen also giving out this award. Congratulations. Aren't you feeling just really proud to be a North Carolinian right now? I know I am. All right, Dr. Cohen, you have yet one more award recipient. Our next category is Outstanding Government Service, and today we are honoring Dr. Susan Consagra from, yes, the Department of Health and Human Services. This time it's the Division of Public Health, Chronic Disease and Injury. Since joining DHHS in 2017, Dr. Consagra has been charged with designing the state's response to the opioid epidemic. Because of her efforts, which have been at the core of a coordinated cross-agency statewide response, overdose deaths and emergency room visits are on the decline in North Carolina. Let's watch her video.
We are very lucky to have Dr. Consagra back in her home state of North Carolina. She's an incredible leader, so much passion, and she has really ignited the work to fight the opioid crisis here in North Carolina.
To be surrounded by such a great team, to have such great leadership that supports you every step of the way, I couldn't have asked for anything more, and so I feel like that is really a reflection on the great support and people we have around us.
I think Dr. Consagra's work's important because she came in to the body of work at a really challenging time. The death rate from the opioid epidemic was really spiking up high with the introduction of fentanyl.
North Carolina was incredibly hard hit by the opioid epidemic.
That was an incredibly important moment for us as a state to pull together not just the public health space, but mental health and Medicaid and our education partners and law enforcement. She was the leader who put together our first statewide opioid action plan back in 2017.
She was able to get everybody into the same room and work together and find what their contribution and strengths could do and maximize everybody's effort.
Some of the key messages of the Opioid Action Plan are to encourage our communities and as a state to work on activities that promote judicious prescribing of opioids and also increase access to treatment and recovery supports. And that's happening in such a wide variety of ways.
This is an epidemic that involves a lot of different disciplines, so it's not just public health.
From executing the strategies in the plan, we are starting to see some really good results. So we're seeing our first ever decline in opioid overdose deaths in the past 5 years, our first decline in emergency department visits for opioid overdoses in the past decade. We're seeing increases in the number of folks who are accessing treatment, and we're seeing declines in opioid prescribing since the launch of the plan.
That's hundreds and hundreds of lives saved. She has been an integral part of that.
She cares about the people that she works with, and she cares about the people impacted by her work.
We're so thankful she's getting the recognition she deserves today for all the work she's done thus far.
Dr. Susan Consagra, congratulations. Not many of us can say that we can save lives, so that's just remarkable. And for those of you who think that the news is just all bad news, I got to tell you, I love sharing that news about the number of opioid deaths going down. It's fantastic. Now to the category of public service. It is my pleasure to introduce Ed Musler of the Department of Environmental Quality. At DEQ's solid waste, as the solid waste section chief, Ed has led the agency's coal ash team and is responsible for making tough decisions on some of the state's most sensitive environmental issues. Outside of work, he has inspired countless boys and young men as a volunteer mentor to the Boy Scouts of America. Let's watch his video to learn more about his commitment to public service.
Like a lot of folks, I fell into the public service sector, needed a job, and 25 years ago I got one and enjoyed it and have managed to, stay with it for the entire time.
Ed's work with the state is a great example of public service. His dedication to the proper waste management for all of our state and the citizens within it is critical, not only from his days as a permit review engineer, but to his days now as a section chief and managing a statewide solid waste program, ensuring that our state can successfully manage waste so that its citizens don't have to be concerned about it.
Honestly, would say I probably never envisioned myself being a career public servant, but I'm glad that I did, and I really enjoy working with what I'm doing.
I always enjoy catching up with Ed about some of the latest developments with his Boy Scout troop, their trips to Philmont, their camping trips around our beautiful state.
Yeah, right, that's it. I've been in scouting for well over 50 years as an adult and a youth. Some people grew up wanting to be firemen or policemen. I wanted to be a Boy Scout.
I think Ed being a scout leader really exemplifies open-ended public service because he doesn't have any skin in the game right now. His kids are grown, they're gone. And none of these kids are even extended family to him. And he shows up every week, he shows up every camping trip.
There's a saying in Boy Scouts, it's our slogan, it's called do a good turn daily, and it means every day go out and do something for someone. And he was really the one that took that idea to the next level.
Ed is certainly there every step of the way, pushing you to do better and get the next step. He always puts you in the position to be successful, so it's very helpful to have a leader like him.
It's just rewarding to know that you've done something for somebody else, so I don't think about it as a job or whatever. It's just something I've always done and probably always will do.
Presenting Ed's award is Michael Regan, the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Quality. Congratulations, Ed. And he wears the uniform well, don't you think? Yeah, I like the hat, Ed. Congratulations. Congratulations. Also in the category of public service, we are pleased to recognize Ann Barry Summers of UNC Greensboro. Ann is a senior lecturer who uses every opportunity to raise awareness about conservation of our state's natural diversity. In our next video, let's see how she inspires her students to protect and document and protect fragile ecosystems and the animals that call them home.
One of my goals is to provide an environment in which people can improve their rapport with the natural world and have experiences that will make them endeared and advocates for protection of the natural world.
Well, let me talk about two courses that Anna has taught that have really benefited the students at UNC Greensboro. One of those courses was sea turtle conservation, in which the students do coursework during the regular semester, but then in the summer they go down to Costa Rica to a sea turtle hospital and they actually get involved in hands-on research conserving sea turtles, learning from the experts of what they're doing. I mean, I know these students who have gone down there are really deeply moved by these experiences. Another similar course, she takes students down, and in fact did it this summer, to Little Cayman Island for coral reef conservation. The students learn to scuba dive, they engage in coral reef census, and Anne had to learn herself to scuba dive for this course. So it was a big effort to do these two kinds of courses on an every other year basis. So basically every summer she's traveling with one group of students doing ecological research in the field and giving them really life transformative experiences. Anne is a passionate advocate for the environment. She shows this through her teaching, through the service that she's done for the state and for the university, and even through research, through the founding of the Box Turtle Connection and all the research that's been done through that wonderful state organization.
We are amassing one of the largest box turtle databases in the world. From this database, we will be able to tell over time about something about our populations, about their stability, their ability to withstand climate change and habitat alteration. These volunteers are accumulating hours that can be used by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission to serve as match for federal wildlife grants. This year, our match will surpass $1 million.
I think Anne does love teaching. I think even more than teaching, she loves preserving the natural world. She loves connecting people to the natural world and making a difference in their lives.
To present this award, we are joined by Amy Adamson, the Associate Dean for Research, College of Arts and Sciences. So congratulations, Anne. Congratulations. Are turtles always that willing to just let you pick them up and measure them like that? No, not always. Okay. It's fascinating. Our next honoree is in the category of public service, and that honoree is Jack Waters of the University of North Carolina's School of the Arts in Winston-Salem. While Jack's efforts as the school's Building Environmental Services Coordinator are noteworthy, he is being honored today for his support of local nonprofits through charity-focused motorcycle rides, especially those that support veterans for Gold Star families. So let's watch his video.
Work philosophy is pretty simple. Treat people like you want to be treated. My name is Jack Waters. I am a Building Environmental Services Supervisor, and I've been here for about 7 years.
Well, Jack performs many roles on campus. He's a colleague, teammate, supervisor, and friend to all. He is really an engaging individual and has really never met anyone who's a stranger.
He's just a very outgoing person, will help anybody with anything. No matter what kind of day he's having at work, he always has a smile on his face when he runs in there. And he just kind of forgets all the problems of the daily job and talks to people and helps them out. and just makes him feel like this is home. He's gotten involved in activities on campus. The Veterans Day, he brought a movie to campus. It was about a Navy SEAL. Being that the Navy SEAL Joshua Harris was from Lexington, he got involved with a festival every year in Davidson County.
We got together with a group of people and we actually rented out Davidson County Fairgrounds, and we had an all-day festival where we got vendors and we had music, and it was really special because Josh's parents were there.
And he started an annual motorcycle bike ride through Winston-Salem to raise money for the veterans, and it was called Big Bikes for Purple Hearts.
Jack is an exceptional role model who truly embraces the concept of volunteerism and really gives selflessly of his time and his resources.
I think pretty much everybody's day can be summed up with one formula. 10% of the things that happen to you, 90% is how you react to that.
He takes pride in his work and is really dedicated to performing one of the hardest jobs here on campus, where he oversees a professional crew of housekeepers who ensure the safety, cleanliness, and productive, harmonious environment for our faculty, staff, and students here.
Work is really, you can't always just look at the technical side of it. It's about people. It's not about one person. When you're dealing with with nonprofits, you ask anybody that's working with them, working in them, it's not about me. I am so appreciative of being recognized, but it's not about me. It's about the people that we're able to touch, the lives we're able to touch. And that's why we do what we do.
Presenting this award is Vice Chancellor of Finance and Administration, Michael Smith. Congratulations, Jack. Congratulations. Did you ride a motorcycle here today? No, not today. Not in the suit. You wish you had. I know. Now is the time to recognize the honoree in our final category, Safety and Heroism, our hero. Trooper Daniel C. Harrell is a third-generation member of the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. What began as a routine traffic stop last January quickly turned into a feat of determination and heroism. When the driver failed to produce a driver's license and fled, Trooper Harrell initiated the pursuit. The driver leaned out of his vehicle and fired 4 shots toward Trooper Harrell, striking him in the face and the neck. I gotta say, it was a very scary time to be a news reporter telling this story. But despite his injuries, Trooper Harrell managed to call in the details to the Raleigh Communications Center, and he continued the pursuit of the driver until the driver crashed head-on into his patrol, at which time then the suspect was finally apprehended. Let's watch his video.
Just a, as they say, routine day in the comm center. I was actually working a console that day over in Troop D and on the Troop D side.
So it was different, as in we don't usually get chases or stopping suspicious vehicles, which he quickly called out it was a chase.
Initially it came in as just a chase.
Daniel said, all right, he's stopping.
But as a supervisor, I selected it up and started listening.
And then was immediately shot.
We continue to follow breaking news.
Subject of an intense manhunt.
Trooper has been shot this
Tonight,
evening.
a trooper in Wilson County shot.
He stopped, and I stopped behind him. Just as I was about to get out of my car, he was leaned out the window and fired approximately 4 times, striking me in the corner of the lip and just above my eye. I definitely did a self-check. I could hear, I could breathe. The eyesight was a little tough because there was just blood coming down the eye, and the gunshots in the windshield made it hard to see. But once I realized I was okay, never crossed my mind to stop.
Daniel then took off after him.
He was still able to talk to us and continue to chase the suspect until his car was disabled and he couldn't anymore.
I knew Daniel's wife was pregnant. Really the biggest thing was, how was he doing? Once I found out he was doing well, it immediately turned to, is this scene being preserved? And second of all, we need to notify his family, get someone to them, and get them escorted to the hospital.
So when I receive a phone call and, they tell me a trooper has been shot, my heart, there's a flood of emotions. I mean, your heart just sinks in your chest.
I think once I saw the video and saw Trooper Harold's character in that point there, I was immediately proud of him.
We referred to him as Superman in here earlier just because it's amazing what he went through, and then he still continued.
He's as close to Superman as you can find in Highway Patrol that day.
Black and silver is in his DNA. He was born with it.
I'm really proud of Daniel for that night and his actions after the fact. I was a great trooper.
You start thinking about what could have happened, and you're so thankful that he came out of it the way he did.
I felt like it wasn't the end. I felt like I was okay and was going to be fine. It was just hard to think that close to not meeting my daughter, or seeing family again, but I'm very grateful, very blessed.
Just amazed that he did that day. Didn't bat an eye, just went right after the guy.
I was happy, I was honored, I was so pleased. But I also knew the set of circumstances that Daniel went through, and I couldn't think of a better person, a more deserving award recipient than Daniel Harold.
DPS Secretary Eric Hooks presenting this award. Congratulations. Did Jennifer and Emerson step out? They're back there. Let's hear it for Jennifer and Emerson are back there too. Oh, it's amazing. Sorry, I lost my place now. Okay, please congratulate me. I'm sorry. You can tell I'm really thrown now. That was just amazing, just being brought back to that night. Did you ever meet the communications people that helped you? That's awesome. All right, great. All right, sorry. All right, take two. Please join me in congratulating all of today's honorees. They are passionate about what they do, or they are such an inspiration to all of us. They know how to create and foster an environment where our citizens feel valued, engaged, and included. We are so grateful for their service. And again, all right, one more big round of applause. I'm all about applause. Yes, thank you. This now concludes our ceremony. It's been such an honor and a privilege for me to be here emceeing this. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming today. Please join us in the front lobby for a reception honoring our award recipients with music from the Greg Gelb Duo. So enjoy. Thank you again, and thank you again for all you do for all of us. Thank you for coming.